How old is the pale blue dot Earth we live on? How the first galaxies were created in space was a mystery to the cosmological world. Using the near-infrared spectroscope of the James Webb Space Telescope, it began searching for the earliest galaxies in its orbit around the Sun in December 2021. According to the survey, the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. So how old is the Sun? Curiously, the Sun is also 4.6 billion years old, similar to the age of the Earth's. So what is the age of outer space? To determine the age of the universe, the age of the universe is about 13.7 billion years old. According to data from the Space Telescope in the Atacama Desert in northern Chile. So, about 13.7 billion years after the creation of the universe. There are many hypotheses about the birth of this universe. But to date, the most plausible explanation for the birth of the universe is the Big Bang Theory. Scientists have discovered a baby galaxy born 13 billion years ago. The galaxy, which is relatively smaller than a typical galaxy, is believed to be the oldest and furthest cluster of stars ever observed. Some of the stars belonging to the baby galaxy have been shown to produce stars more than 10 times faster than galaxies much larger than them. This Big Bang Theory is simply the theory that the universe was born from a certain point, and then expanded to reach today's universe. Given the fact that the universe is about 13.7 billion years old, that means that the universe expanded, starting with a major explosion about 13.7 billion years ago. And more specifically, the idea is that the universe is continuing to expand. And if we continue to look back on that process, as we go back in time, our universe will become smaller and smaller. And at the very first moment, everything will be a single point of converging. This religious theory, which is very similar to the phrase, "be light," in Genesis, was first criticized by the scientific community. However, this esoteric and incomprehensible theory is now known to be the most suitable theory for the model of the universe, backed by various scientific evidence, including cosmic background radiation. The baby galaxies discovered by the James Webb Space Telescope are expected to grow into giant galaxies with at least 1 trillion stars, adding that the properties of galaxies formed in early space are much more diverse and complex than we thought. So there was the Big Bang in the early universe, which would have led to the expansion of the universe. Then the celestial bodies at the very end of the universe would be a prime example of the early universe. Is it actually possible to look at the universe from the Earth, which was created about 13.7 billion years old? You might be mistaken here, but this is possible in the universe. In fact, the celestial bodies at the end of the universe are the oldest, because it happened 13.7 billion years ago at the beginning of the universe. But the various stars that we're looking at, and the galaxies that we're looking at aren't really what they really are. It's the past. This is the result of the speed of light. And the speed of light is about 300,000 kilometers per second. This speed is actually very slow in space. When we look at things, we look at the reflection of light. Likewise, what we're looking at with a space telescope is what happens when the entire light is reflected back, and that light reaches the space telescope. A light year is a distance of 1 year at the speed of light. Just as we use the expression light years to describe the size and distance of the universe. Let's make an assumption. Let's say I was born at a distance of 10 light years from Earth. And let's say that there's a tremendous telescope that can see what this looks like. What would it look like if you observed it from Earth 10 light years away when I was born and turned 10 years old? It takes 10 light years for the speed of light to reach. So what you see from Earth is not a child at age 10, but a newborn baby. Do you understand now? And now the universe is so large that you can't estimate it, but according to the Big Bang Theory, the universe started at an early point. The matter from that point would have become a larger and larger universe as the universe expanded over time. But if the universe, which happened 13.7 billion years ago, reaches Earth, where 4.6 billion people lived at the speed of light, humans will be 13.7 billion years old, and will see the beginning of the universe instead of the actual appearance of the celestial body. So the cosmic galaxies that we see on Earth should be smaller, on average. Because according to Big Bang theory, the universe started from a small point. So the galaxies that we see in the early days of the universe, right after the Big Bang, are, on average, small. The Canal, which was born 900 million years after the Big Bang, has a total mass of 3 billion suns. The Big Bang theory, which seems ridiculous, as it represents about 1/100th of the size of our galaxy, proves to date many scientific factors, turns scientists' doubts into conviction, and proves its greatness. A total of 7 galaxies have been successfully observed this time. It is estimated that the Big Bang was born 13 billion years ago. The galaxies were initially observed as red dots near the Pandora cluster in the Sculptor constellation, visible from the Earth's southern hemisphere. Spectroscopic analysis has confirmed that all 7 points are galaxies, and are located equally far from Earth. But the James Webb Space Telescope, the largest space telescope in astronomical history, unexpectedly encountered a galaxy while observing the early universe, and shocked scientists. The largest ever James Webb Space Telescope, developed by the United States and Europe and Canada over 25 years at a cost of about 13 trillion won, was launched into space on Christmas 2021 and began full-fledged space observation. And using this state-of-the-art space telescope, an international team of astronomers from 4 countries, Australia, the United States, Denmark and Caffeine, says, the James Webb Space Telescope has discovered 6 massive galaxies up to 100 billion times the Sun's mass in space about 13.8 billion years ago. In the international journal Nature. Based on conventional theory, galaxies that were created earlier in the universe could not be this large. The stars in these galaxies are roughly 100 times larger than expected. This means that scientists who have observed this can overturn the conventional cosmology that started with small galaxies and gradually evolved into larger galaxies. These galaxies have been named universe breakers. The author of this paper predicted that only small, baby galaxies would be discovered at the time it was created. But at this time, when he thought it was the dawn of the universe, he discovered galaxies as mature as ours. The existence of such a huge galaxy in the Big Bang doesn't fit with conventional cosmological models. To explain this galaxy, we need to change the cosmological model, or modify the existing galaxy formation theory, that clouds of small stars and dust gradually grew into large galaxies in the early stages of the universe. I feel a little bit afraid that maybe the secrets of the universe that mankind has built up to this day, and the technology of mankind are wrong from the beginning. Of course, there could have been a mistake in the process of observation. I hope it's the latter. Humanity is the highest intellectual capacity of all the life on Earth to date. Harnessing planet resources, studying outside of the Earth, and continuing to grow human civilization. The nature of the universe is much more diverse and complex than we thought. But I hope we can study it step by step and find out the secrets of the universe.